Okay, for sure on that. As you know, I have just returned from Washroomton, where I have discussed with President Bushwhacker. We meet privately in the oral orifice, where we discuss my initiating for reform in Africa. Bushwhacker was very interested. So much so, he even turned down the volume on ESPN and everything.
So, Prime Minister, was the President receptive to your African initiative?
That is what I just say. It was a good meeting. During the whole time I was there, not once did he pass out from eating a pretzel.
Did you have a good rapport with the President?
Hey, is a duck Catholic? He welcomed me right away and say, "You got 5 minutes, Canuck boy." That made me feel so good, like I took tough position. I says, "Gorge, Canada demand us cooperating to bring about change in Africa or else." Then I got off my knees and sat down.
Did he understand?
Well, he understands much better when I show him where on the map Africa is. I explained to Mr. Bushes how there is corrupt like dictator country like Zimbabwe ways. I explain how my initiating plan to stop it would involve tying economic assisting to democratic and legal-like reform, which is not easy concept to get across when his dogs Barney and Spot are trying to dry hump your leg.
Sir, which power-mad, out-of-control dictators are you most concerned with?
Well, basically, to President Robert Mugabe wannabe in Zimbabwe ways, and Premier Gordon Campbell in BC.
Prime Minister Chrétien, how did you suggest President Bush put a stop to oppressive political regimes in Africa?
Well, same as here. Get them to change their name to Alliance Party and let them destroy themselves. Okay, final questions.
So what is the bottom line, sir? Was the President agreeable to your African initiative?
Well, not really, no.
Does he have a problem with Canada telling him what to do in Africa?
No, he's still ticked off our hockey teams beat their hockey teams at the Olympics. And the dogs.
Channel 10 Eyewitness News with Sandy Sexton and Stephen Drizzle.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good. Why don't you take it, Sandy? Like I can stop you.
Good evening. This has been our warmest winter on record. Canadians from coast to coast are upset because they have nothing to complain about.
Oh, I'll bet you could find something. The country's economy is gaining momentum. And as a sign the recovery is underway, Canada's savings bonds have been upgraded to worthless.
Scientists are predicting the level of Lake Ontario will rise significantly this summer. Unfortunately, for the rest of Canada, it won't be high enough to submerge Toronto. Stephen.
Did you put on a little weight? Ontario NDP member Marilyn Shirley is urging Ottawa to drop the GST on feminine products like tampons, sanitary... Oh, Lord. Why don't you take this one, Sandy?
Ms. Shirley says the tax is unfair and discriminates against women. She also called to drop the tax on high-heel shoes, chocolates, and all Brad Pitt videos.
Boy, I'm glad I'm a man. No belts, wings, or tips for me, my friend.
Stephen, the news.
When did you become poster girl for Monsters, Inc., huh? Candy?
The U.S. and Canada have reached a softwood lumber deal. Under the agreement, the U.S. will remove its surtax from the wood, and Canada will remove its huggers from the trees.
Softwood. That's something this reporter has no worries about, my friend. No softwood in my forest, Sandy. Well, St. Patrick's Day is coming up, and I, for one, plan to celebrate in the usual way by spending the day in a bar, drinking green beer, and then throwing up on a midget. Sandy?
The new national census came out this Tuesday. When Canadians heard our country was up to 30 million, everyone rushed out and bought Lotto 649 tickets. Stephen.
Sandy, I think if I won the lottery, I'd buy myself a nice Porsche 911 Turbo, and I get something special for you.
Oh.
Yeah, like maybe a makeover. Huh? The U.S. has directed its military to be prepared to use nuclear missiles on China, Russia, Iraq, North Korea, Syria, Iran, Libya, and also Sweden, just in case ABBA decides to tour again.
Well, it's March break and the kids are off school. Here with his thought is Stephen.
March break. Kids look forward to a week of downtime, just taking it easy, listening to Britney Spears. You know, I'm wondering, is it possible to get through one day without Britney Spears? Britney's going to pose naked. Britney's not going to pose naked. Britney's done a movie that makes Mariah Carey look good. Folks, this kid isn't a singer. She's a marketing product with implants. Now, not that I have anything against implants. Did you know twins with implants? Well, folks, that's just a little bit of heaven. So, kids, I hope you had a great March break.
But what kind of comment was that?
Like you could come up with something better. Listen.
Good night.
What's the matter with you, cramps?
The following is a paid political message.
Hi, remember me? I used to be Stockwell Day. This year, the Alliance Party has decided to select its leader by mail-in ballot. A lot of people say a mail-in ballot has the most potential to have the results fiddled with. Well, that may be true, but better to let me worry about it than you. So send in your ballot today, and if you vote for me, I'll send you a rebate on your postage. Why endorse Stockwell Day? Well, I don't want to stoop to personal comments, but have you seen the other candidates? They look like graduates of Loser U. Take, for example, Grant Over the Hill. Do you really want the Alliance Party to be run by some old fart? Then there's Diana Blonsey. Who wants a leader whose name looks like an eye chart examination? Then there's this thing. This guy doesn't even look good in a wetsuit. Punk. Still not convinced? Okay, let's talk about where I stand on the key issues. Taxes, I'm against them. National security, I'd like some. Healthcare, no comment. So you see, I'm not afraid to come right out and address the hard issues. Come on, vote for Stockwell. I'm such a gosh darn lovable guy. Another reason to vote for me? If you don't, I'll get you. Make no mistake, I'll find out where you live, and I'll get you and your little dog, too. If that's not enough to sway your vote, here's more. After conducting a nationwide poll and conferring with the huge Alliance Party Brain Trust, here is an extensive list of all the reasons I should be voted leader of the Alliance Party. So remember, Canadian Alliance Party members, mark your ballot for Stockwell Day. I'm giving you my solemn promise that this time I won't screw up as badly as last time.
This message paid for by the Liberal Party of Canada.
The National. From the Canadian Broadcasting Centre, here is Peter Mansbridge.
Good evening. Is there a correlation between age and ability to drive? A study on the subject has shown 30% of people over the age of 80 are unfit to get behind the wheel. Here to discuss these findings is spokesgranny for the rights advocacy group Senior Citizens Damn Well Got Rights Too Buster Association, 88-year-old driver Thelma Pierce. Good evening, Miss Pierce.
Pretty good, Peter. How are you?
Miss Pierce, do senior citizen drivers pose a threat to public safety?
Oh, absolutely not. We're very good drivers.
do you feel your cognitive skills have diminished at all? After all, you are 88.
Hey, you're no spring chicken yourself. Chrome Dome.
Miss Pierce, do you think there should be a mandatory age when people should stop getting behind the wheel?
Now look here, Buster. I am a very good driver. I don't depend on anyone else to drive me to the grocery store or the drugstore to pick up a package of the extra sensitive ribbed. This car is my independence. It's got so many memories for me. The mister and I had a lot of happy trips in this wonderful car. Well, until I backed over him in the driveway. Besides, I like to have a car. I lost my innocence in a car. Oh, I'll never forget that night. It was my birthday. I was 56.
Miss Pierce, I think you should consider having your eyes tested.
What's that on the road ahead?
Miss Pierce, I think you should seriously consider handing in your license.
Oh, I can't do that, Peter. I need it for work.
Well, what possible work could you do?
Delivering pizzas.
And that's the National. Good night.
And now, the confused philosopher.
Ever wonder if fat people go skinny dipping, can skinny people go fat dipping? How come no one employed at Old Navy is a veteran? Isn't 500 miles too far to walk for a case of beer? When you completely forget something, how do you know you ever knew it? If the whole team gives it 110%, aren't there too many players on the team? How come I have enough frequent flyer points for one free flight, but my luggage has enough points for 2 free flights? Why isn't any beach volleyball player named Sandy Crack? Why is the word panties plural and the word bra singular? How old is New Brunswick? Where do bad Dixieland bands play between election campaigns? How come when plants are green they're healthy, but when people are green they're sick? Why is the third hand on your watch called the second hand? Why does the CNIB have a parking lot? If you don't have big, white, shiny teeth, are you still allowed to be a figure skater? If somebody plays the bagpipes well, how can you tell? When you feed a baby with a spoon, why is your mouth always open?
This has been The Confused Philosopher.
Does anyone have any 222s?
Vivato News. Canada's newest submarine forced to return to port.
Recent reports claim our newest submarine, the HMCS Windsor, is substandard. As commander of this vessel, I strongly disagree. This sophisticated sub is equipped with the latest in nautical technology. Excuse me for a second. Seaman? Reports of alleged leaks on this ship have been highly exaggerated. The HMCS Windsor is one of 4 used submarines. I mean, one of 4 previously enjoyed submarines that we bought from the British Navy. And as you know, the Brits pride themselves on their quality seafaring craftsmanship. After all, they did build the Titanic. So, even if something unforeseen happened, our crew of highly skilled professionals are trained to use Canadian naval water evacuation procedures and equipment. Yogurt containers. So, as you can see, this submarine is shipshape. In fact, working on a Canadian submarine is quite rewarding. Oh, for the love of... It's a great life for anyone who's dedicated, determined, and above all, an accomplished player of Twister. Thank you.
The State of the Province address with Alberta Premier Ralph Klein.
Greetings, fellow Albertans, whatever. Good old Ralphie here, and I'm still on the wagon. I've had a lot more time to dedicate to the education system now that I've given up drinking. In fact, my mind is a lot clearer now that I'm not constantly thinking of Canadian Club, and Jack Daniels, and Cutty Sark, Napoleon Cognac, Port, Sherry, Lemon Gin, Cold Duck, Asti Spumante, Bacardi, Smirnoff, Crown Royal, Jim Beam, Bailey's, Sambuca, Tia Maria, and that pina colada stuff you put in the blender. Oh, where was I? Oh, yeah. There are those who believe my government provoked the teachers' strike to set the public against teachers so I could bring in legislation to remove their right to strike. Well, I'm upset to hear that accusation. It was supposed to be a secret. I believe essential services should not be allowed to strike. And education is an essential service, like hospitals and police forces and all-night submarine shops. Chivas Regal, Johnny Walker. The point is that education is wasted on those going to school. Now, here's an idea. 2-tiered education. If you can't afford private education, then you go to the stupid school. Now look let's put this whole strike issue behind us and get on with the more important things in life, like not thinking about drinking. Thanks a lot, Ian. Cheers. Oh, I mean, force of habit. Good night. Okay, go on. Grand Marnier. Mike's Hard Lemonade. Vodka and amaretto. You know something, Leonard?
What's that, Bernie?
It's great to be old. You can say whatever's on your mind and nobody gets upset because you're old.
True enough, Bernie. But what I like best is you can say whatever's on your mind and nobody gets upset.
Political correctness. Who needs it?
Did you see in the news that Alan Greenspan, that economist guy, said the recession's over? What do you think about that, Bernie?
You know what they say, the Jews have all the money.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Bernie, I'm Jewish.
Good. Can you lend me $5?
Sure. That war on terrorism's still going strong, huh?
If you ask me, they should round up all the people they suspect might be terrorists, put them in jail, and throw away the key.
Oh, they can't do that.
Why not?
Because then we wouldn't have any cab drivers.
Noisy bunch of pigeons today.
Yeah. Frankie. All right, times have changed, though. You know, in my day, you could say what you meant, no matter how stupid it was.
Yeah, like if fish are supposed to be brain food, How come people from down east are so dumb?
I'm from down east.
Come to think of it, so am I.
Hey, Bernie, what do you think about that federal liberal woman politician complaining about the glass ceiling in Ottawa?
I say a woman's place is in the home.
Oh, not me. I like it when she leaves. Oh, yeah. That way I can sit around watching sports in my underwear.
Wives, God's way of making sure men don't get too happy.
You know, my wife's into that Kyoto Protocol.
Oh, I've never liked Japanese food.
No, it's about saving the environment and crap like that.
Oh, Leonard, the question we have to ask ourselves is, are endangered species worth saving? Do we need cockroaches to survive? Could we comfortably live our lives without the green-eyed iguana or the Tasmanian goose beetle?
And what about birds? I mean, how important is it that we have our wood picked?
Me and the missus don't do that kind of thing anymore. She never liked it much in the first place. You know the best thing about being old, Leonard?
Nope.
Me neither.
Channel 10 Eyewitness News with Sandy Sexton and Stephen Drizzle.
Good evening.
Sorry.
Good
I
evening.
missed it. I missed it.
During one warm spell this month, many Canadians took to wearing bathing suits.
You know, I was thinking I wouldn't mind seeing that Carol that... Oh, for the love of God. Can't we just start over? Are we... Oh, it's okay.
Scientists are predicting the level of Lake Ontario will rise significantly this summer. Cointreau, Tia Maria.
The U.S. military has directed its... Sorry, I do pick up. Switch. The U.S. military has directed its... Oh, shit, sorry. Oops. I meant sugar, of course. Sorry, one more time. Okay, so I'm looking at her, right? The U.S. has directed its military to be prepared to use nuclear missiles on China, Russia, Iraq, North Korea, Syria, Libya. The U.S. has directed its military to be prepared to use nuclear missiles on China, Russia, Iraq, North Korea, Syria, Iran, Libya, and also Sweden, just in case ABBA decides to tour again.
Well, it's March.
Break. Okay. Hey, Bernie, what do you think about that woman federal politician person? Oh, for the love of God.
You know, ever since that woman hit you with her car...
It's a car accident, Bernie. Plus, I'm 80 years old.
Yeah, well, there's that.